Hi everyone, this is another timeless message for the collective, and today I want to talk about why twin flames get to experience that initial love phase in their connection, which actually seems so spectacular, yet so short-lived, and really just disappears in the matter of a few weeks. So the twin flame story goes something like, once upon a time, there was a wounded masculine energy that met a very curious feminine energy. It was simply love at first sight. Both forgot all their worries, problems, and historical patterns, and felt like they were just simply meant for each other. Just as things look like they're making progress and it feels like this connection is too good to be true, the masculine energy starts to feel insecure and runs away and doesn't return for a very, very long time. Now, as crazy as the story sounds, all of this takes place very, very quickly and over the course of just a few weeks. You get to experience the height of a perfect love and an extreme low filled with pain and loss of losing this love which felt so amazing and so perfect in just a short little while. It's probably the worst form of ghosting that anyone can really experience, which leaves the feminine energy in the connection feeling a little traumatized, as you have all these questions as to why the masculine energy has gone into hiding after such a great connection and start. You start to think to yourself, was it something you said? Was it something you did? And the feminine energy gets stuck in their mind and frantically starts to look for answers on the outside. You go on the internet to understand the physical experience that you felt, colliding with this other intense energy, and sure enough, you find and learn about the twin flame phenomenon. Now, interestingly enough, if the feminine energy didn't experience what they experienced, that intense love, that unexplainable magnetic charge, or Kundalini activation for some, they wouldn't quite go in search for the answers the way that they do. Surely, in regular connections, people get ghosted all the time. However, there's nothing interesting there to go and search for all answers like you do in a twin flame connection. Because usually the trigger here with the twins is not just the loss of a short-lived love with an individual, but some other unexplainable force that you experience in your body through dreams, signs and synchronicities that trigger you to go and search for other answers. Because you simply want to try and understand why this connection feels so different. You know, for my own personal connection, I can share that I actually met my twin when I was in high school. We were just friends, and then we parted and went our separate ways during university and just lost touch. Now, it was quite unfortunate because the moment I was about to get married to someone else, my twin started popping up in my dreams, and it just wouldn't stop until years later. We actually ran into each other almost 13 years later. Now, that's a very long time, so you wouldn't really think anything of it. But when I actually met my twin in person again, I felt what felt like a rush of electricity running through me, and that lasted almost 24 hours after us parting ways. It wasn't until then that I actually thought to myself, okay, this is not normal. I need to look into this, and that's when I went to the internet myself and learned about twin flames and finally understood the connection. So you see, the truth is this connection was designed to, in divine timing, allow the unhealed twins to come together at that perfect moment to experience what feels like amazing love that's harmonious between the twins. However, the tease here is that this is just your movie trailer. It's letting the twins know that, hey, this is what you can actually have with each other, provided you do the inner work. Reach your ultimate and divine potential, but it's dependent on you doing the inner work. The funny thing is, this love phase is literally like introducing a drug to someone, but the dose is super controlled, just enough to allow you to experience the short-lived high, which makes you keep coming back over and over just to try and figure out this journey until you actually crack the code and come into union. If you really understand the connection, the twins are, not experiencing a young puppy love. It comes at a time in your life after you've had the opportunity to live a little, and usually you're in your 30s or 40s at the earliest. So by the time this has happened, some have already been in marriages previously or long relationships, and that has lasted for a couple of years. So when you experience your twin flame, you think, what is going on? Somebody I've only met in the matter of just a few weeks has the ability to drive me as crazy as they do, and you really do everything you can to try and understand this connection in comparison to your previous ones. But the reality is this connection is doing exactly what it was designed to do. If twins didn't actually get a taste of this perfect, harmonious love phase in the beginning, that feels out of this world, you would not be excited enough to do the inner work. Especially if you're not somebody who's been spiritual in the past. This comes out of left field and you're trying to understand, what am I being asked to do? You want me to sit in meditation? So if you actually think about this connection very logically, think about this. If somebody left you in pain over a couple of weeks, would you be pining for them the way that you do for your twin? Would you go searching for them after just a couple of weeks? Would you be hurt as much as you are? Would you feel like your life is falling apart? No, you wouldn't. The twin is really different because they create and trigger you to feel that craving. And really, that craving is being triggered by the divine for you to go within so that you can find that flame again and reignite the love that you experience, because no one has been able to, in your life thus far, been able to create within you that love, that excitement, and that passion. So once you've experienced that, you are willing to do anything to recreate it and somehow find a way to make it everlasting. If you actually take a look at spirituality, people will tell you that the peace and bliss that you feel when you actually go within, it's literally like a drug. What can you do to recreate that? But for somebody who isn't a spiritualist and isn't looking to do the inner work, what are you going to do to bring them to the inside, to get them to do the inner work? Well, which is why the divine is so amazing, because the divine is actually using your twin to get you to that place of feeling that peace and bliss and getting to know yourself on the inside. But the trigger here is your twin. So you see, this journey, as imperfect as it seems, has been crafted so beautifully by the divine to come together in perfect union, not just with your twin, but also with yourself. This is only possible if and only if the feminine energy commences the inner work on this journey, and never mind the masculine energy, because they will be forced to figure it out. This is a journey about you going within in search for yourself first, and when you discover who you truly are through meditation, the masculine energy will be magnetized back to the feminine energy so you can come together in union. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. God bless.